Hello everybody, we are doing a tutorial on a stop-start control circuit with 2 start buttons with memory. So what we have right here is with our power going down into our transformer, we have it jumpered because we have 230 volts running through here. So with our terminal, it goes down into where our circuit breaker is. We have our 2 stops, our start buttons. We have open circuit to our lights. We have a coil, it goes all the way back up around, and here's what it looks like in reality. We have our 2 wires from our power source going into our transformer. We've got our 2 jumpers, and then here's our L1 and our L2 wires coming around into our circuit breaker. We have our first wire going up into our first stop. Our first stop is jumpered. So like if you start it, it stops. You start it and stops. All right. So, do you want to continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll continue with our troubleshooting. So unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way on the normally closed and normally open contacts. And unfortunately, mine wasn't labeled that way, which shouldn't make a difference. You should always use your meter and just do a quick, have it on that setting here, your ohm setting, and do a quick meter on it. What happened with me is I had part of my setup on a normally closed and the other part on a normally open. And in a sense, what happened was when I powered the circuit up, it immediately drew into contact, to a normally closed contact. So before I even hit the start button, it already drew it in. So we had to figure out our first troubleshooting issue by simply looking at our contact. And here's a little visual on here. So we have our normally open, we have our normally closed. And have I done this an hour into this, I probably could have prevented some headache. And right now, our meter's going off because it's a normally closed contact. Now, if I did this on the normally open, I wouldn't get anything until I pushed in that contact, the manual contact button. So after some headache, some fuss, and a lot of sweating, we got that issue recovered. Now because it's all free today, we ran into another issue. The only issue we had after this was when we hit start, we didn't have memory. And that came down to these 2 wires here, because I had number 4 into our number 3. And what happened is when you hit start, it wouldn't latch that contact in. So after a quick overview, we were able okay, cool, that's what that issue is. And once we corrected that issue, we were able to hit start and it would latch in. And boy, I can honestly tell you it was a big relief once that was done. Yeah, that's our troubleshooting issues. We ran into 2. I kind of wish I didn't run into the normally closed and normally open contact issue. Probably would have saved a lot of headache. Please learn from our mistakes going forward. We hope you enjoyed watching our video and our little diagram set up here. Go you guys.